Welcome to a long journey of me trying to complete every single Gran Turismo game while only using Toyotas. That being GT 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I won't be playing GT Sport as that game doesn't really have an end goal to it. The career was added as an afterthought and I'm not gonna spend an hour doing Sunday Cup here. Same case with the PSP game. It's just mainly license tests in that one. Now you might ask yourself, why Toyota specifically? Well, Toyota has a bit of a meaning to me. My most popular video at this moment is me beating Gran Turismo 4 using Toyotas, and I also own a Toyota. So with this in mind, I was motivated to try and complete all that I could with this brand, so sit back and relax, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. Now our journey starts with the very first Gran Turismo game from 1998. It's a fairly short game with not that many events, about 4 main cups and a few side ones you can try out, with only 3 licenses to obtain to unlock the events. The first Toyota that I bought was a used MK3 Supra, and I immediately went to the Sunday Cup. You can qualify to secure a better spot, but I skipped that for now. And I got all 3 events with ease, unlocking the Clubman Cup. I tried it as well, but without upgrades it was not possible. So I added a bit more power to it, which did help a bit, but it was still a bit tricky. That was until the AI drifted off into the gravel. This MR2 wasn't giving up, but eventually my Supra takes the lead and wins the race. The second one, I lacked the pace on the straight and lost this one, only having a 3-point lead going into the final race. I wanted to be safe and qualify for this one. However, I got absolutely demolished by the AI here. I asked T-Kanji about this, and he mentioned the AI quali times are hard-coded and it doesn't line up with their actual performance. With how easily I gained a few places, I'd agree with this. Despite this, the other drivers were quick here, so my best place was 3rd, managing to win this cup by just a single point. The reward was this Camaro, which gave me quite a bit of credits, and a few more upgrade options. It helped a lot with the GT Cup, winning every race in it, and the reward being the Chaser LM edition. Now for the final cup, the AI was pretty rapid in here, so dive bombs were a necessity to survive here. I was pretty close for first place, but messed it up in the final corner. For the next race, I played around with the downforce option. It helped out a lot as I was able to send it for the lead and win this race, and the one in Grand Valley. Special stage was tough to keep up with them as they bolted away on the straights. On the final lap, I was able to get close enough and squeeze it out for the lead. The remaining races I managed to win as well, thus completing this cup and the game itself. As I said, it's fairly short, so this only took a few hours at most. However, the same cannot be said for the next game. For Gran Turismo 2, I wanted to try using the Project A-Spec mod, because it does add a few extra events, but most importantly, more cars. And considering here you get a car after each race, that will definitely help out with credits. With 10,000 credits, I had a few options to choose from. Do we start off like we did before? We could actually get the same color, and it's cheaper in this game. Cheaper by 3,000 credits. Start with MK3 in all games, fuck it. Same color, same jet. It's just like, it transferred with us, you know? It transferred with us to the next game. The goal is to, you know, complete GT World and all that, but I'd like to also try and do as many other events as I could, as I can. The first few races of Sunday Cup were simple, but on the last one, the AI finally decided to wake up. Polyphony sent their strongest soldiers after hearing you smoke the competition with an MK3. Oh no, not again, not again. I already had the one guy pass me at the finish line once. I don't want to again. Okay, so that's Sunday Cup done and dusted. Now we can do Clubman Cup. They didn't just wake up, however, they were on a warpath. Ouch! Is he gonna charge at me again? Oh, he did try. He did try. God, I miss this AI. You don't see this type of AI in the modern games anymore. I actually have no idea. Did they buff up the AI in the Project A-Spec? But they definitely feel buffed up. I like how the AI is literally giving me a push at this point. I'm just that slow compared to them. Too many dive bombs. Too many dive bombs. Hey. They're pushing me, I get to push them, okay? Perfectly balanced, as all things should be in life. This is where Max Verstappen learned to drive. Nope, 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 no, not again, not again, not again, not again. I'm holding on to this for dear life. Like, look how close they are. You don't get this shit nowadays anymore. In GT7, you mostly get like maybe 2 or 3 opponents close to you, but like the rest, they're nowhere. Literally nowhere. In this game, they introduced one-make events, and the first one that I tried was the one with the Celica, which ended up with a pretty close finish. What is the difference between normal style and racing style? Oh, you have to have racing modifications. Okay. You'll need a racing modification on the Vitz? Can't wait to see that. Kind of want to use this thing. It looks kind of funny. We do have different starlets, but an old starlet? No, what fucking. Can it be used for K-Card by any chance? Oh, it can actually qualify for this. Has no upgrades whatsoever, Chad. No upgrades. Can it keep up with an AutoZam? That's the main question. It might struggle against the AutoZam, but fuck it. We're gonna try anyways. They have the straight line speed, but we need the cornering. We need to work together. See, like that. Not split each other apart, fellas. We need to work as a unit. One unit against an AutoZam. That is peak Gran Turismo right there. I'm just gonna have to send it, it seems. It's my only chance, really. It's so hard, man. It's so hard to do it cleanly without you just sending yourself into them. Especially with the AI in this game. Oh, Jesus. Completely pulverized by that AutoZam. Maybe they can slow each other down. Maybe I can use that to my advantage. Ah. Good try, though. Good try. Ow, Suzuki! Why, brother? Why? Oh, God, what is going on? The Honda Beat just gets the luckiest exit possible. How do you have so much speed out of that corner, man? What the fuck? They just slingshot out of those corners, man. And then we have a Cappuccino who's gonna... Sorry, Honda B who's gonna send it. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, Lord. What is this race, man? I swear, this single race with K-Cars shows how more intense the AI is compared to the modern games in a nutshell. Oppa! What a bounce! That actually worked well. Now I just need one opponent. Ah, nope, I ran out. Fuck! There's so much grip in these last few corners. I just need to have a good first corner. That means I have to do the line that the Honda Beat did and just pulverize my opponent. Simple as that. But then we have an AutoZam. Wait, at least it's just the AutoZam, not everyone else. Doors open. Thank you. I think what this race actually teaches you is you just have to use every inch of the fucking road to your advantage. Oh god, I can't block everyone. I can't, man. I can't. Someone's gonna just punt me in a few seconds. Thank you. Thank you. Keep pushing, brother. Keep pushing. Chat, what do you do when you have a angry batch of K-Cars behind you? I never thought I would have a life experience like that. Keep holding for dear life. It has to be the most intense race I've had. It's just a bunch of K-Cars, man. Now we have Tahiti Road. Oh no. Come on. Where's the finish line already? Oh, Jesus. 25 hundredths of a second. Literally 5/10 separating every single AI member. Why is it so intense? It's just K-Cars. I don't understand. I mean, I'm enjoying it, but still. Your butt clenched. My entire body clenched. At least I got some good money out of it, and I got a new car. Now, on the second day, my audio kinda corrupted, so I will give a TLDR of what happened during this day. For now, I just continued doing what I could. I got an MR2 a bit later, which got used for a few national races. Now it was a struggle to keep up, so I purchased a few upgrades. It helped it conquer the FR Challenge events. With how much power it had, I wanted to try the tuned turbo car events. While it was decent in some races, in others, the AI was really damn tough to keep up with, but eventually it got into the lead. With the money I earned so far, I went and tuned this Supra into a race spec, giving it much more performance and downforce. It became a dominant machine, clearing any event in its way. So much so that I signed it up for this event, which at first looked hopeless, but a few corners in, I felt like there was a possibility. It catapulted its way into the lead, but keeping it was the real challenge. It was a constant back and forth with these guys, especially on the last lap. Holding on to dear life somehow, it manages to win this race. I then upgraded the Starlet with racing modifications. Somehow the game let me use it in a muscle car event. While the power wasn't much, the grip it had was the difference maker. Then as I did this race, I saw the VITs, and I thought, how would this be with upgrades? So let me introduce you to the Grape. You might not like it, chat, but this is basically peak male performance. The Grape is simply fantastic. That and the Starlet honestly carried me through so many events. The Grape didn't have much power like the Starlet, but the grip was insane, and I was having a lot of fun with this. I don't know for you lads, but for me, seeing cars like this winning and defeating much faster rivals is always enjoyable. After doing this for a while, I had so many different cars, some new ones from the Project A-Spec mod. Also, somehow my Starlet was able to fight against the GT40 GT40 in this infamous event. It was a pain in the ass to keep it behind, so it took a few attempts. Eventually, the Starlet beat the GT40 around Rome. I then upgraded the Silica and used it for a bit, but there was one Toyota I really wanted to get. From this Pikes Peak event, you can get a really powerful car. Also, the AI does not move for some reason if you have 60 FPS enabled.
Is that just a one-eyed bloody monster?
Tacoma Pikes Peak. Oh god. 1,000 horsepower, 800 kilograms. Okay, we already passed the limit. 400 kilometers as well. Oh god. No need to pit stop. Limited speeds. We didn't get any penalties for speeding in the pit lane. Anyone want to join my pit crew? I swear your legs are not gonna be decapitated when I enter. Yeah, I was definitely gonna enjoy my time with this car, but before GT World, I had a few events remaining, like GT 500, which I used this Tiger Supra for. I didn't have any problems in here, so I won all the races. In Project A-Spec, you can also drive on the Rome Night Track. I still to this day don't get why Polyphony didn't do much with this track, as it looks fantastic. The Grape I tried using in the EuroLeague events, and while it was a bit behind, it clawed its way through the field and eventually took the win. The Pacific League was tough. As I was holding this Viper back, another car came chasing, but somehow I managed to block him as well, keeping the win to myself. For me overall, this was the best Toyota I've driven in this game. The Grape and Starlet achieved a lot in Gran Turismo 2, and as I wrap up the GT World Championship in the Pikes Peak COD, I've managed to complete about 45% of the game while only using Toyotas, which is pretty good in my opinion. Close to half of the game with just one car brand. And with that, it's time for our next stop in this Toyotathon. Gran Turismo 3 was the first PS2 entry in the series, and because of that, the car count was a lot lower compared to GT2. However, there's still a decent amount of Toyotas to pick in here. You could start it off with a Treno and go from there, but I took a different approach. Most other people would start off, buying whatever other car they can and doing Sunday Cup. But that is not how we roll around here. I do very, very stupid things. Now, let's increase the power just a little bit. Now, how is this gonna fare? What could go wrong, Chad? What could go wrong? Oh no, what do they have, man? How are they so quick? They just vanish immediately. Aren't they fully upgraded? I thought they would be stock. Guess we're not starting off from that, chat. We're gonna have to get a lot of money for this Vitz. I really chose a poor start for this. Really chose a bad start, but it's fine. It's the Vitz. The Vitz conquered so much in GD2. I'm sure it's gonna do the same in this game. I don't think we will win, but we need to get some money. We're just gonna have to redo events, hope we get enough money, and then keep upgrading this car. This is much less hopeless than the Vitz Pro. We're gonna upgrade this thing to the max, and then we're gonna do it, okay? I am not refusing the Vitz Pro competition. This Vitz will dominate it. Even if it takes me 50 bloody laps, which are boring as fuck, we're gonna do it. Smooth. Very smooth. I'm kind of thinking not to upgrade this one further. Even though I have an RS right now, it's the pink Vitz, okay? We want the pink Vitz to dominate. Let's just go for it immediately. 3 races? Why not? Let's just get it. Then I'll sell my Vitz RS. Get whatever money we get. Then we just upgrade the other car. Though, we have a Lupo Cup card in here. This is, I don't know about that one, Chief. But yeah, Lupo, definitely not. I'm just gonna do it anyways, get some money out of this event. Can we get second place at least? Battle for P2. Piazo's gonna clutch it out. It didn't have the power, but it could still get second places in some events, so the money was rolling in slowly. I was able to afford a Stage 1 Turbo, which helped out a lot. Now I could challenge the Lupo Cup car, and after a few races, I got the pink Vitz. The almighty pink Vitz. And now we sell this one. It's only served us for like 5 races. I hope another person enjoys this Vitz. Now we can use this one and do whatever else we want. Which is to buy another turbo upgrade. Oh, look at the glorious color, man. It already gives us more power. Already helps with handling as well. Beautiful stuff, honestly. We're actually keeping up with a Skyline, dude. Already. I thought this thing was gonna be super quick. All I added was a turbo and a few engine things. Mamma mia! The pink Vitz is cooking. I think I'm also doing a favor to the Skyline, okay? He's literally witnessing my car right in front of him. He has a front row seat for the pink Vitz. While it did have a bit more power, the car was understeering and it was hard to do much with it. So I went back to Sunday Cup to finish that off, getting the other starter car I mentioned earlier. The Clubman Cup went alright, though the AI wasn't too far back. Now for the Vitz to fight against its fellow comrades. Compared to the one in the professional series, this was a night and day difference. However, as the championship goes on, they slightly get quicker in the later races, so I have to block more often. You can see a lot better. Oppa! Oh, the red got cooked. The red messed itself up. With another win in the last race, I am the champion of the beginner Vitz series. A roulette. Oh, what am I gonna get? Oh, it's another Vitz. Let's go. Congratulations. Have another Vitz RS. Yippee. It's not a pink one though. What do you call that even? Piss yellow or gold variants? Yeah, I think it's more piss, to be honest. After this, I spent more money on upgrading this beast. The pink Vitz was a force to be reckoned with. However, I still didn't change my tires, so it wasn't easy to corner with. Baba. Yes. Now understeer. Let's go. How are we gonna survive this chat? Through the power of friendship, it seems. And a lot of bonks. I hope that's good enough. Come on. Do we pull away? Yes. More straight line speed and a 3000 GT. God, I love this Vitz. I need 16 and I have... Okay. So basically one race. This is the true potential you'll have with a Vitz when you fully upgrade a chat. Even the emulator is going to speed up because it's so damn fast. Now we can buy the medium slick tires, which would definitely help us out a little bit. What if we just took the Vitz to one of these events now? Whatever money we get here, we can finalize this card and then start working on the other cars, I guess. The turbo event was a bit of a reach for this car, so instead I switched it to the FF Cup. Despite the tire wear in here, the Vitz was doing amazing as usual. While doing these races, I found a very unique Toyota I unit. One of the chairs of all time. If it's available in one of the GTs, we could use it. Ultra compact single seater. The reward from the FF Cup is this TRD Celica, which might get used later. The final upgrade on the Vitz is the suspension one, and with T Kanji's help, this Vitz was set up for more championships. The Japanese one, the opponents were zooming, but in the wise words of most online racers nowadays, if gap, car. Ah! If I win, I get 57.5k. Damn, that's actually pretty good. Okay, if we can do all 3 championships in this thing, that'll be nice. I don't think it'll be able to do everything, but we'll try. But it's so nice to see this thing ahead. I don't know what's about these cars, but every time you are leading a race in them, it just gives you a good feeling. You just feel happy. Like everything is alright with the world or some shit. The RX-7, oh, okay. Lose a bit of grip around here, so that's nice. The RX-7 tried, but the Vitz was victorious in this championship. For the European one, I thought the Zonda would be challenging, but no. It was the Clio and Speedsters that pulled away. Nah, we're not really gaining. Speedster pulls away. Oh, what the fuck was that, man? Opa. Clio is actually holding up a Zonda? How even then? Okay, I will never underestimate a Clio V6 in my life. Ever again. I mainly catch up because it has the shittiest brakes possible, I think. The Speedster was pretty much sniffing my rear for most of the races. Still though, a Zonda got clapped by a Clio. I think that's really the highlight of this race. Both that and the fact that I clapped a Zonda with a Vitz. I was able to get past the Zonda for about a few seconds. The long straights weren't doing me any favors. I tried yet another dive bomb, which worked somehow. The next race I couldn't match the pace from the Speedster, so I was busy fighting the Zonda instead. At this point, there was no way to fight the Speedster without qualifying. With it, I managed to start from P3. They start very quick, so nothing much I can do there other than spectate from afar. The Zonda was fighting hard with the Speedster. It managed to get ahead and slow down the Speedster, giving me a chance to send it. At this point, I didn't really care about the win. Main priority was keeping this guy at bay at all costs. I was able to hold it off and go with a 6-point lead into the final race, which is around Monaco. This time I was only 2/10 away from pole position. In true Lando Norris fashion, I bottled the start and lost the place to the Zonda. However, it's skill issue at the top here, giving me the place back. Now it was just me and the Opel. I fancied my chance around the swimming pool area and got the lead. I wasn't happy about it as I hit the wall wall and slowed down the Zonda with it, losing second place in the process. Not a good race for the speedster, but nevertheless, the Vitz gets the dub and the championship as well, giving me this Gillette Vertigo, which is worth 300k credits. With those credits, I bought a few cars I need for specific events. Now, before you write in the comments, I know this isn't a Toyota, but Toyota does own Daihatsu, and the only time I'll ever use a Daihatsu in this video is just for the K-car events. Despite their size, these K-cars are pretty quick, needing at least a turbo upgrade to challenge them. The next championship I did was the Altezza beginner one. The only thing I changed on this car was the oil to see how the AI would be. The first and second race went alright, but remember what I said before during the Vitz one-make races about AI getting quicker? That spike kicked in the third race, and I was only able to get second in here, and their speed was even quicker in the last two races. On race 4, I was pretty much nowhere for most of the race. I only got third because of the dive bomb here. Now I only had a 4-point lead going into the final race. I tried to qualify and I didn't gain any spots. I knew I wasn't winning this, so I was just hoping I'd have enough points while also holding down the remaining rivals behind me. Across the line, the green Altezza finished second and me in fourth, managing to win this with a single point. My next destination would be the 80s Sports Car Cup with the A86. It was a bit weak at first, so I gave it a stage 1 turbo upgrade. Now it manages to keep up with the first few cars. This pretty much boiled down to a fake Takumi versus real Takumi battle, eventually finding a gap and going for it, but Takumi was still fighting hard, charging like a missile towards me, but fake Takumi clutches it out. In the second race, he was close to winning as he had much more grip, but on the last corner I managed to get it back. In Seattle, he was back to sniff in my rear with how quick he was, only winning with a small margin. Now the only thing left to do in the beginner league is the GT World Championship, which I took the Vitz for. The main rival is always this MRS. While in the first race it seems harmless, it will get even quicker as time goes on, just like the opponents in the previous championships. In race 3, it already activated its rubber band ability, losing out to it here. Fourth one was better for me as I had good pace to take the lead. Fifth one as well, getting the lead at the corkscrew part. Seattle, I started on pole and kept the place. It went alright till the last few races where I just couldn't keep up anymore, but luckily I had enough points and won this championship. The next championship is probably the one that excited every GT fan in the early 2000s. 5 10-lap races in the Vitz. One thing, however, I forgot to notice was the tires that I had, as they literally died within 3 laps. Polyphony wasn't joking with tire wear in this game, so naturally I had to go to the pits, and by the time I got close to the pack, the tires would die again. Luckily they pitted as well, so next time I exited, I was relatively close to them. The cycle would repeat for a bit, taking the lead and then pitting again on lap 9. I managed to take first place and won with a 1.5 second lead on a 3-stop strategy. I think this qualifies me enough for a job as a Ferrari race strategist. Now, Kazunori knows that deep down in your heart, you love the Vitz too, so he graciously gives you a 10-lap event around the test course. Thanks for being there for me when times were dark. Dude, I'm a fictional oval track. The reward for this championship is the final car that I'll use, the Toyota Altezza, which in this game can go up to 1000 horsepower. It was even good for rally events in this game, maybe a little bit too good. I ended up using this to clear any remaining events that I had. Along the way, I got Takumi's car, which was pretty solid, managing to complete a bunch of events, getting a Denso Supra that also was used a bit. I hope that satisfies the Supra enjoyers out there. It won the Amateur GT World event without any struggle, and the professional one for some reason doesn't really have any rubber bandy AI compared to the previous ones, and the Mazda and GT1 couldn't do much, so this one goes by pretty quick. And that's pretty much GT3 completed. I was able to achieve 30% completion, though I didn't do every single event because Professional League is just too tiring with how many long events it has. It was fun and challenging with the championships and rubber band, but now it's time for most people's favorite game in the series. Now, to start the video, I did say I already completed GT4 with Toyotas, so why am I doing this again now? The original run was on the vanilla version of the game. This time, however, I will be using the Spec 2 version of the game, which has a certain glitch that I'll be using. Normally, your cars can only have a turbo upgrade or an NA upgrade. You can't have both at the same time. However, on version 105 of the Spec 2 mod, if you buy both of these upgrades and then try to change the color of your car, the game will auto-equip both parts, which opens up the door for a lot of wacky Toyota Toyota builds. I'll also be switching to the 108 version, which has the track randomizer available. So for example, instead of the Autumn Ring track, the game randomized it to the Paris track. It feels a bit more refreshing overall compared to just playing on the same tracks. For now, the MR2 is just good enough to clear most of the beginner events. I don't know why, but I saw this car and I was like, fuck it, we ball. For a vacuum cleaner engine, it's got hands. The pace, however, though, was the equivalent of a snail. I honestly just want to get some rare car, some sort of LMP car that isn't from Toyota. That will be set in terms of finances. And then you get the Minolta. I mean, to be honest, even if I get the Minolta, I don't want to use it. Forgets. Are you fucking... I literally said in this very same race, if I get it, I'm not gonna use it, man. In the same race. And it's the rewards. Okay, I'll have to stick with... I have to stick to my words. I did say I'm not gonna use it. I'm a man of my words. Look at the bright side, we get 500k at least, so... Meaning, I can actually freely tune more cars. With the money, I bought the next car which will be used to showcase the glitch I mentioned before. This car can purchase both NA and turbo upgrades. Normally, this is how much power it should have, but now if I just simply change the color here, both parts are equipped and now I have 249 horsepower in a 500 kilo chassis, which leads to results like this. The Sports 800 turned into the Beast 800 thanks to this glitch, and with it cleared Boxer Spirit, Tuning Car Grand Prix, Japanese Compact Cup, Japanese Championship. It overall felt amazing driving this car. Kept doing quite a bit of the special condition events and got a boatload of rewards from them. Later on, I bought a Toyota Caldina and took it for some of the rally events. It was pretty good, but for these events you can pretty much wall grind most of the time. As long as you don't smash fully into it, then you get a penalty. I wanted to keep trying out different Toyotas that I personally never knew about, so the next car I got is the Toyota Sera, which after I maxed out, it had 209 horsepower, but with the tune glitch, that number jumps up to 346 horsepower. Now while that is a big number, having that on a front wheel drive car might not be the best idea with how much understeer it will have. I did use other Toyotas for specific drivetrain events, but overall the main car that carried most of the beginner and professional events was the Beast 800. But as I was slowly getting close to GT World, I had to think of what car to take for that. For the normal user, it could be maybe the Minolta, GT1, Toyota 7, or something else. But what if I told you that I wouldn't use any of these cars? Instead, I would be using a Toyota MR2.
What the fuck?
You might think that I'm crazy or stupid, or probably both. But this is a special car. See, so far I showed you that cars can have both turbo and any upgrades with the tune glitch, but you can also add a supercharger into this mix. With this holy trinity, my MR2 is now at 623 horsepower with only 889 kilos of weight. Before GT World, I wanted to test it out a little bit, and for that I tried fighting the Minolta. It is the best Group C car in the game, so being close to it does give me some good signs. I'd have to use a lot of my NOS, but it could keep up. That was until this section where it almost did a backflip. Now I think it's ready for the main event. I did test it out against proper LMP Group C cars. I could sort of keep up with them if I used the walls, but their grip was way better than mine, and their pace I couldn't match at all. So I re-rolled for quite a while until I got this lineup here, with the CLK and R390 being the main rivals. Same as the Sera, it would be a bit understeady with all the power it had, something that I'll have to get used to. For now, it's keeping the CLK behind with a slight gap. By lap 6, I was slowly losing that lead due to tire wear and went in for a pit stop, dropping me down to 4th. I was hoping the AI would pit as well, but nothing changed, ending up in 4th place. The second race is on Trial Mountain. The MR2 gets a great start, however the gap kept going up and down through our time here. My tires lasted 9 laps. This time however my opponents also went for a stop, giving me the lead of the race and ultimately finishing it there, with a 14-second lead. Now only a few points behind the competition. Next up is Hong Kong. The track is very narrow, but it does offer this part here where you can wall grind and not lose a lot of speed, helping me catch the CLK, and that was pretty much the end of it. I went for a medium tire strategy, which is really good around tracks like this. Now I'm in the lead of the championship with 1 point over the CLK. Now this track was a bit annoying because no matter what I did, I just couldn't keep up against the front runners, so I had to rely on wall grinding to somewhat stand a chance. By lap 8, it helped me get the R390 for second. As for the CLK, it was still miles ahead, but there was one guy to help out in this race, and his name is the Chadmaru, the ultra cock blocker of GT World Championships. He managed to hold the CLK for quite some time. lowering the gap from 8 seconds down to 2. And on lap 12, I just barely squeezed into the lead. And for some reason, the CLK went into the pit stop on the last lap, literally giving away second place to the R390. So now my lead is up to 7 points. El Capitan is really tough on the tires, so it was a struggle to keep the R390 behind. I eventually gave up and opted for a new set of hard tires. I only had a few laps to try and catch up. The CLK wasn't a problem since it pitted early, but the R390 was staying out, and by lap 10, I got into the lead. He was closing in on me by the end of it, but it was too late for him. Another dub for the MR2. New York was looking like a defeat, but the AI pulled another strategy from Ferrari and pitted on the last lap, giving me another dub. Paris isn't the best track for my opponent, so I was able to easily qualify in first place, with my rivals all the way in the back, and win easily. Now they were on a track where they could actually utilize their performance, and I got demolished in here, only getting third place. Despite that, because of the previous race wins and the AI finishing in random places, I was able to skip the last 2 races and win the championship, finishing it off at 21.3% completion. I know I didn't show a lot of the races that I did in here, but I wanted to mainly show off what you could do with the tune glitch and highlight them a bit. So if you have version 105 of the mod, go ahead and try out some wacky builds of your own. Who knows, maybe you can make some unique ones like this one from Mr. Xbus. The next game is going into the PS3 era with Gran Turismo 5. I'll be using the Master mod for this because it makes the AI harder, and it also gives a few options like unlocking colors for all cars, and my chat requested something very specific: make everything pink. So that's what I did. However, when you click to unlock all the colors, it for some reason resets your money, so I had 0 credits to actually buy anything. According to the game, I have 0 money. The fucking drip! The drip took all our money! Because, I believe one of them is worth like 10k, right? If we sell this, okay, 9,000. 43! No! I'm so close, man. Anything cheaper. Sprinter Treno. Okay, at least we can buy this. Treno it is. So the AA86 will be the starter car for this game. The Sunday Cup races are pretty simple. It gave me enough money for the passionate pink color. Also, always remember to hydrate your GT guy. I can see why people wanted this color, as it gives you free 50 horsepower. This cup gives me the VITs, which also gets the pink treatment, which also helps in the World Compact Championship. It also did this Yaris event. It was funny seeing this pack charging at me. They looked so adorable. Once I got this Prius, my chat told me that there was a unique Toyota I could get from one of these car packs. The Prius touring car. That with the pink color was about to cook. Look at that thing. It's already terrifying my opponents. Now that's my CVT transmission. Look how well it grips. This is like sports tires, and it grips like it's on racing tires, dude. What? Neighbor turned on the drill again. I present to you the Toyota Drillus. Borscht ain't got shit on this. That is peak drilling material. I don't think I've ever been this happy to drive a Prius in a racing game, but this car somehow manages to do that. For the truck events, I bought the Tacoma, and since it's the lightest truck compared to my rivals, it does alright. But Daytona is a different story. This track might be the toughest track. Daytona is no joke with trucks, okay? It's no joke. Give us the suck. God, look at this. And you're telling me GT World is more interesting than this? All these hard-ass trucks, look at that. Suction racing. We're literally glued to one another. That's my favorite sandwich right there. It's actual NASCAR. Ooh, shit. High-intensive racing right here, fellas. Send it. Oh, let's go. Come on. Is it gonna be good enough? Oh, 12 hundredths of a second. Or thousands, I don't know. And it's the same Tacomas. This is why truck racing is the best thing ever. Fuck F1. Give us more trucks. Toyota domination could bore fans. Funnily enough, this truck was actually decent for the FR challenge as well. I don't know how Toyota made this so maneuverable, but it's honestly amazing. But now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the car you've all been waiting for. I think I need more power for this thing. Lean forwards for better aerodynamic. Does this help? Do I have to be like leaning like this? This will surely give us all the top speed. Look at that. Easy up the hill. Never mind. We need more power. Is that good enough? I'm still getting my ass kicked by a cappuccino. Even with the power, the Daihatsu was struggling. But I wasn't giving up just yet. It's like the slowest pace up a hill possible. Slowest run ever to the finish line. Oh shit, I only have 4 gears. I thought I needed more, man. Maybe we can actually keep around the corners. The grip. It is actually cooking, fellas. The most intense race with a midget. My guy having the time of his life in the cockpit. A few more Toyotas were bought, like this old Celica for the Japanese Classics event. It struggled around Tsukuba against the dome. It would propel far into the straights, but a lap later, I was able to catch up to it. It almost got close to retaking the lead, but the Celica holds it off. The Sports 800 makes another appearance in this video. However, there was one problem. I ran out of pink. You know how in other games you can just choose the color you want? In here, if you want to use the Passionate Pink, you have to buy a car with that specific color. So I ended up buying quite a few pink LFAs. Now, because this isn't GT4, it will need a lot of upgrades, but now it should be fine.
Hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
And we reached top speed. Yippee. Like, you have to edge the top speed, it seems. You can still catch up either way, I believe. Because they're gonna slow down quite a bit. Now, a bit of the usual shenanigans. Oh god, the zigzags. Yeah, 100 horsepower is not enough for this. How much power would it even need to do it legitimately, I wonder? Like, how much power without doing this, you know? Like, would it actually need to be max tuned to actually stand a chance here? But even max upgrades are gonna get it to, like, what, 150 horsepower, I think? Weight reduction in soft tires. Here, I actually think we need something. Just buy the racing softs, and that should be good enough. I mean, it's either that or buying every upgrade under the sun. That Mazda might give me a bit of a headache. I'm pretty much squeezing in every performance it has at this point. But it still doesn't seem enough for that Mazda. It's pulling away. What I did was change the gearing to more acceleration, which helped out a lot more and gave me the lead. I tried the old Supercar Festival event in this, and it was pretty much impossible to keep up with the Miura, so I had to change up my car for this, going for the 2000 GT, which was able to complete this. There were some American events that I could use a Lexus for, and Lexus is pretty much Toyota's luxury division, so I bought the cheapest one out there, and also bought another Vitz for the Japanese 90s event. I tried to see how it would be with only a tire upgrade, and this Vitz was cooking on the offense and defense sides. Now for the Supercar Festival, I wanted to see if the Prio stood a chance, so I gave it a few more upgrades and sent it towards there. Of course, I'd be left in the dust on the straights, but its cornering was way better than the rivals. It did get its ass whooped around Daytona, so back to the Tacoma for this event. It was a proper minister of defense around here. The Lexus, I opted for a same build as the Vitz, mainly handling over power. As for GT World here, it's mainly touring cars you face off, so I wanted to try something similar to them and use this FT86 concept. For some reason, even though you can see a wing on it, there were no aero settings to play around with. Why you can't adjust them is probably part of Kazunori's vision. There were a few oddball cars in here that made me question if this car could do it, but it had the pace and tires to hold its own. The Nordschleife of the AI seemed more conservative, so I had an easier time to overtake them, and same case with the other tracks. Next up was the Tuning Car Championship, and for this, I had a dumb idea. God, I love the truck. It's a jump scare for other drivers. Exactly. Like, what do you do when you see a pink monstrosity like this in your rearview mirror? Like, how do you respond to that? There's just no way to respond to it, really. You just... You could use this for Dream Car Championship as well. That's how good this thing is. 250, 60... Takes a while to turn, though, but other than that, has the speed... power. This can unironically fight against the JJDC cars as well. For the MR Cup, I tried using the lovely MR2 again. However, I ran out of pink. Again. With a lot of upgrades, it stood a chance. That is until the others slipstreamed their way back into the race. Somehow I managed to tame them and win here. And finally, there's GT All-Stars. And for this, I chose the iconic Castrol Tom Supra, which somehow managed to have a pink coat on it as well. We sprayed it with pink color. That means the pink dream is not dead, okay? Like, some little bit of it is pink now. So the pink run is still valid. It's just a night and day difference, really. Like, this thing just moves so smoothly. It's insane. Also, how is this R34 and GT All-Stars lineup? Like, what? It legit makes no sense. Why is there a drift car? He's literally blocking everyone. Look at the gap. He's holding up everyone. I feel like the GT All-Stars promoters ran out of racers, so they just phoned the guy randomly. Hey, do you want to participate? Fill out the roster. Oh, wow. They're actually really close. The LMPs are very, very close at the moment. Oh, Jesus. Hello. Hello, my friend. Okay. Good start. The C60 might be troublesome on the other tracks. So might be the Courage and the R10, but we'll see. I still don't understand. How is there a drift car in this thing? It just makes no sense, but hey, he's pretty much a meat shield. It's only me and Piccolo. I'm surprised I'm even keeping up with this thing in the first place. Let's go! And one of the other LMPs is caught up, I believe. Nope, stay there, my friend. You have your other compadres to worry about. That's more like it. We need the other guy in second. If only the R10 can be ahead of the other guy, that would be nice. Is it enough? Is it enough? It is. Let's go. R10 just fell off a lot. Damn. Now we have a 65-point lead over Bailey and Lane, which is very good. Now the fun part. See, my main rivals are behind me. It's just the TDI ahead of me that I have to worry about. The 1.9 TDI does not help it, sadly. Now we have to finish this while Lane is in 8th place. Now the blocking game. Let's go. We gotta work together, Audi, somehow. He's just sniffing the... Every little bit of the rear, he's just sniffing. Piccolo second, Lane in thirds. More than enough points. So, I think I'm just gonna do this race. The Copring, the AI only overtook me here, but it wasn't hard to regain it, and that's the win here. And with enough points, I can skip the final race. And honestly, there wasn't many difficult stuff left to do after this. Apart from that, the only tough race I had in here was the one in Leica Wind, with constant slipstreaming. The remaining ones aren't as tough as the last few were, so that's pretty much Gran Turismo 5 done with the pink Toyotas. Now for Gran Turismo 6, I'll be accompanied by John Toyota. And he didn't like the fact that he was forced to buy a Honda, so he took it and set it on fire. After looking through some options, I figured trying out this Vitz wouldn't be a bad idea. That is until I heard the sound it produces. This is a CVT? Damn, I didn't even know that. I actually didn't fucking know. Like, I just expected it to be a normal Vitz? What the fuck? Is the car good? Doesn't look good to me right now. Especially because I can't even change the gears. We'll catch up in the final lap. Yeah, look at that. We're already in the back. Nice. Since I'm using a wheel, I do not want to really upgrade them right now. I think when we get to international B events, then I'll start upgrading them a bit. But for now, I think we're good. My vacuum cleaner was able to clear Sunday Cup and most beginner events, with quite a lot of close finishes. It also wins the Novice Car Championship and unlocks the next set of events. For that, I wanted to use another Toyota, and I chose the BB. Mainly because I played the new TXR game at the time, and I was impressed when I saw the Highway Gambler using it. I wanted to have that performance in here, but for now I used it mainly with stock upgrades. It was understeery and lacked power, but with the wheel, I was able to win in this thing, despite being a giant roadblock in some of them. However, I couldn't keep driving stock as the AI was better tuned in some of them. So I bought a full transmission, racing tires, and turbo upgrade. It was slowly shaping up into the cube that I wanted it to be. Eventually, I was able to clear most of the National B events and obtain the next license I needed. Later, I purchased the GT86 for other events like the FR Cup, but honestly, the BB and 86 were pretty much the main cars I used during this part of the run. The only times I didn't use them was for specific events that required something else. But apart from that, these two cars just kicked ass. Not just because I'm playing on a wheel and using nitro a lot, but mostly because of this game's biggest weakness, that being the AI. Most of the time you'll find them pretty strong in the first few laps, but then you get to the final lap and it's like half of their performance is just gone. And this becomes a reoccurring thing as you play this game, so I won't really bore you with all the other events that I've done in here. I did win GT World, and even if you don't, all you need to do is just get 3rd place here to get the endgame credits, and that's pretty much this game. If you were to fully try and do every event apart from the S-Class ones, you'd have about 50% completion just with Toyota cars. I do like playing this game, but I do wish the AI was a bit more competitive like they are in GT5's Master Mod, for example. But there's only one game left to complete now. Well, I would say that if the GT Cafe didn't exist, because this pretty much eliminates my chances of even attempting this. These missions force you to buy and use other cars, so sadly there's nothing much I can do about that. However, I still wanted to play a bit of this game and decided with the help of Mr. Xbus to just make some stupidly powerful Toyota builds and showcase them here.
Oh, there it is on the top right. MR2 GTS, that's the one you need, yes. This car has, no, can you check the tuning parts first on your right? So check if you already have the engine swap yourself. Yes, you do, top right. BYH R8. It's now the R8 4.2 swap. Yes. Now max the shit out. Yeah, and you also did you give it early aero parts? So like front splitter, rear diffuser by the way on rear. Diffuser actually gives you double the front downforce, so you kind of need it. Now just give it a try at like SSR 11, like SRX or something. You can probably like tune the gearing to be even longer, like 450. This thing can do 450 with NOS. Yeah, just increase final to as high as you want it to be. This thing is probably one of the fastest you can actually get. Trying to get this around the track is gonna be hard though, because this thing is actually hard to control, legitimately. Yeah, trust me, this car is not easy to control. I mean, it is supposed to be an absolutely batshit insane car. Yes, that thing. That thing has an engine swap, and it's from none other. Scroll down. I don't think you need to buy it. Go to the store. It's from an LFA. Trust me, this is worth the money. This thing is also because this thing is all-wheel drive stock, and it just throws the engine in. Yeet. Trust me when I say that this car is one of the best. You can actually use this car for rallying, and it works surprisingly well. Tokyo Expressway. Let's go. Take the bus to the highways. Yeah, bye bye. You win this now, easy. Yes, this thing is the ultra. That's gonna bring you all the power. Yeah, this thing is going to fly. Let me just tell you that. It should get like 1,000 horsepower, I think, with the right setup. Okay, enjoy your absolutely batshit insane Yaris. This thing should do 400. This thing should easily do 400. Yeah, told you. This thing is pretty quick in a straight line. This is the Ascended Yaris.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, has been a full Toyota run from Gran Turismo 1 to Gran Turismo 7. Now, was it difficult? Well, in some moments it was for sure, but it was mostly pretty simple. But honestly, I just wanted to do a run like this that goes across many different games, even if it's not the most difficult thing out there. It was more about the journey and just having some fun again with these titles. If you made it this far into the video, I truly appreciate you for watching this. If you're going through a rough time or anything, I hope this video was able to cheer you up a bit and make your day slightly better. We all go through tough times in our lives, and sometimes simple and silly stuff like this can help us out. Thank you to the patrons and YouTube members for supporting this journey, and I wish you all the best. Have a great day, everyone.